Come on in today, you all. Giving you all time to come in today. Come on in, come on in, come on in. If you come in, do me a favor and come in and say hello. Um, Let me share on my page as we get started. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Um, oh, I still haven't shared. Going to give you all a little time to come in. All right. Well, first, let me say welcome to Community Check-In for those of you who are coming in. We just got started. Let me talk to those who will watch this, but you will not watch this live. If you are not watching this live, if it's not in the 12 o'clock hour on Thursday, November 13th, then let me encourage you to move to whatever part of the check-in is most valuable to you. Maybe you need the message, maybe you need the prayer, maybe you need the entire thing. We'd love to have you for the whole time. But just know if you're not watching this live, you do get the chance to just move around to whatever part of the check-in is um, good for you. As you all are coming in, I'll say this again when more people come, but please take a moment to like and to share. There may be someone in your timeline, there may be someone in your sphere of influence that needs this word, this check-in, this prayer. And so please feel free if you're on YouTube to copy and paste the URL and send it. Please feel free if you're on Facebook to hit the share button. I've already done so myself. I definitely can't leave where I won't go. And so I've already shared myself. Um, was gone last week. Thank you for those of you who prayed for me. Thank you for those who prayed for Bryce. Parenting is, they said it's a lifelong thing, but it definitely goes past high school. I don't know if I knew how much parenting I'd be doing in college, but it's a lot. It's a lot. But I had a great visit with Bryce. Bryce is in a great place. He's doing really, really well right now. But there are struggles, let me just admit. And I want to just say, um, I had a friend one time in a group I was in. I think it was a counseling group. and he said something. And this guy was a very successful person. He was an attorney. He had once worked with the chief of staff for a governor in his state. Had a lot of money. He was married to somebody who had a lot of money. He was the first person I ever saw personally who wore an Audemars Piguet watch. He had an Audemars Piguet watch. Now, if you don't know what an Audemars Piguet watch is, Google it. Google it. I don't even know if I know how to spell it anymore, but I think it is AUDMARS And let me just go find the first watch I see on their website, and let's just see how much, if they even show the price on the website. But I think generally they may be more expensive than Rolexes. It doesn't even show the price. I can't even find. Let's Google what the average Audemars Piguet watch. What does the average Audemars Piguet watch cost? Now, usually AI would come in and tell me. Let's see. Okay, the average Audemars Piguet watch generally costs between $35,000 and $45,000 on the secondary market. However, prices range widely from approximately $7,000 for entry-level pre-owned models to well over $500,000 for highly complicated or limited edition pieces. So he was the first person that I ever saw personally wearing an Audemars Piguet watch. But he said something that really, really has stuck with me. He said, Bashan, he looked at me in my eyes. He said, Bashan, I forgot what we were talking about, but he looked at me. He said, let me tell you something. Everybody struggles. He said, everybody struggles. He said, I don't care how famous they are, how rich they are, how white they are. He said, everybody struggles. And so one of the things that I have tried to not be as a pastor is a pastor who tries to pretend I don't struggle. I've never tried to pretend my child does not struggle. Now, of course, I don't, because of privacy things, I don't always go into the details of the worst parts or the struggling parts of my life. But listen, my child is in college and he's having struggles like every other child. And yes, I have to go to Oregon to help him through and help him with those struggles as a father. And so, so for those who were praying for me last week and praying for Bryce, I really appreciate it. But I want to just help someone today to remind. Lisa said, "Does it tell a different kind of time?" No, it does not. But I just want to remind us today to not be ashamed of the fact that you struggle. I don't know if you're struggling with your health. I don't know if you're struggling with your mental health. I don't know if you're struggling financially. I don't know if you're struggling with your weight. I don't know if you're having family struggles. But here's what I want to tell you, because I believe that was one of the truest statements he could ever say. Everyone struggles. There's no need to be ashamed of the struggles that you have in life. The struggles you have personally, the struggles you have in your family, the struggles you have in your church, the struggles you have anywhere, because everybody struggles. So I wasn't even supposed to go there today, but I just wanted to say that. I don't know how I got. Oh, I was talking about thank you for praying for me as I was on last week as I was visiting Bryce. So take a moment to like and share, welcome community, check in. Y'all, let's get down to business. Let's say hello to you all, and let's go ahead and get to our question of the day. Hey, Lisa Norwood, good to have you. If you're coming in today, please come in to the comments and say hello. It would bless me a great deal if and when you say hello. Valencia Battles, good to see you today. Tracy Dawson, good to see you. You sent me a DM, Tracy. I couldn't listen to that whole video. I looked and it said an hour and 5 minutes, but I generally got the gist. If the rest of the video was just a fleshing out of what you sent me, I generally agree with what they were saying. I don't have any problems. I don't know what they were about to end. So that I admit that. But the general idea, you all, that there were writings that did not make the Bible, that give different versions of Christianity, that tell different stories of Jesus, absolutely. When the Bible was compiled, first of all, I always tell you all this, Jesus never even asked for the Bible. The Bible is a decision that was made 300 or 400 years after Jesus is dead. It was made as a political move by Constantine. It was not even made as a religious move. Constantine made a promise to God that if he won a battle, I don't know if it was the Crusades, but it was some war, and he made a promise that if he won the war, he would make Christianity the religion of the empire. Well, once he makes Christianity the religion of the empire, then now he has to, once he makes Christianity the religion of the empire, well, now you have to have standards, because at this point, there are all kind of different Christians, right? It would be the same way if someone chose to make Christianity if someone said, I want to make Christianity the official religion of AT&T. Well, the first question somebody's going to ask, well, is it going to be Presbyterian Christianity? Is it going to be Baptist Christianity? Is it going to be Lutheran Christianity? Is it going to be Kojic? Is it going to be Unitarian? Is it going to be Universalist? Is it going to be, just whatever, AME, CME? What Christianity is it going to be? And so once he makes the decision to make Christianity the religion of the empire, he has to bring politicians, he brings theologians in, and basically he's going to say, well, since Christianity is everywhere and there are these different pockets that say different things, if we make Christianity the religion of the empire, what are we going to say we believe? And so you start having these councils trying to iron out the doctrine of official Christianity. Before Constantine, you never hear about any excommunications or heresy, because there is no legal and there is no standard backed by the power of the state to tell someone they are a Christian or they aren't a Christian, or that they're right about Christianity or they're wrong about Christianity. So Constantine gets these people together and they start making doctrines. And guess what? At that time, there were people who were reading stories and reading texts and reading what you might even want to call scriptures, and that was guiding their belief system. But there was no one book. So you had these people who read these collections of books over here. You had these people who thought highly of such and such different collections. And so now, here's another thing we've got to decide. We've got all these Christians in different areas reading these different texts, saying these different things, proposing these different beliefs. How are we going to be the Christianity? How is Christianity going to be the religion of our state if we're not saying one thing? So guess what? We got to make a Bible. When they make the Bible, they choose the books. Now, here's something you need to know, Tracy, and I'm going off on a tangent again. I'm going to come back, y'all, and get to this word, leave y'all alone. The 66 books we have of the Protestant Bible was not the Bible that was first created. The Protestant Bible, the 66 books, doesn't come into the 1800s. But the Bible's created, I think, in like 300s or 400s. You can Google this information. You'll figure it out. But the Protestant Bible, which is the 66 books of the Bible, that doesn't come into the 1800s. So there's close to 1,500 years of a Bible that is not the Bible you read or the Bible you follow. That's why I think it's so important, hear what I'm going to say, and I'll leave y'all alone, not to make an idol of the Bible. The Bible has changed. The Bible has been maneuvered. The Bible is a result of a political process where power won and powerless people lost. You make the only thing that ought to be a deity in your spirituality is God. For me, everything falls under God in my understanding of Christianity. I do not equate the Bible with God. I can read every page of the Bible. That does not mean I can know everything about God. I have no doubt in my mind that if I ever get a chance to talk to God, I have no doubt there are some things where about the Bible has said that God does not agree with. Now, the question is, what are those things? Well, first of all, we know there are actual contradictions in the Bible. Why would there be contradictions in the Bible? Here's why. Because none of the writers thought they were writing a book that would be combined to be the Bible. So there were different authors who said different things about different subjects at different times. There are also Bible writers who do not agree with each other. James does not agree with Paul. In real life, when they were alive, they disagreed. James writes his book to articulate his issues and his disagreement with Paul. Paul, in some of his writings, articulates his disagreement with some of the disciples who have now become apostles. Y'all, I'm through. I'm through. So Tracy, all that to say, Tracy sent me a video, you all, sending my DM and asking my thoughts. And it was a DM just basically saying that there are books in the Bible, there are books, scriptures that aren't included in the Bible, that tell stories about the Christian faith, that tell stories about God. And that's absolutely the case. That's absolutely the case. The Bible, the Protestant Bible, X's out books that the Catholic Bible has. It takes books away that the Catholic Bible has. All right. So hey, Tracy, good to see you. Dee Dee, great to see you. Y'all, I got to get going. I got all off track. Let's get into this question of the day. And the question of the day is simply this. All right. It's actually not a question. It may not technically be a question, but you'll get the drift. Here's the question of the day. Name something. Thank you so much. Lisa Norwood said that was a good mini Bible study. I appreciate that. And Tracy said very well said. Okay. Name something that you do well, that if you could make it an Olympic sport, you think you might be able to compete. This is y'all, it don't have to be a real sport. Name something that you do well, that if you could make it an Olympic sport, you think you might be able to compete. Here's mine. I want to know yours. Come into the comments. Think about it. Mine is folding clothes. Come on, y'all. Y'all, your pastor can fold some clothes now. Now, that don't mean I do it all the time. And that don't mean there are clothes sprawled on my bed right now from that I've washed. See, there's a difference. Can and do is different. Because I'm like some of y'all, if you ever wash clothes and have clean clothes out in your somewhere in your house or your apartment or your townhome and they're unfolded, you're in good company. Oh, yeah, you're in the Pastor B company. Oh, but when I fold them, oh, my goodness. And I fold everything. I fold socks. I fold underwear. You know how people ball up socks? No, ma'am. You'll never look in my drawer and see a balled up sock. You'll never see rolled up underwear. Now, if I don't fold my underwear, it's going to be out on a pile, on the bed, on the couch, something like that. But if it makes it to the drawer, it's folded. I fold everything. And I believe I fold things well. Now, tell me, you name something that you do well, that if you could make it an Olympic sport, you think you might be able to compete. Mine is folding clothes. My answer is fold and close. Come into the comments. Let me know who you are. Let me know where you are. And we're about to get into this word. Good afternoon, Michelle Gordon. It's good to see you. Lisa, I'm right now getting your prayer request right now. Answer the question of the day. Give me your prayer request. And we are then about to get into our word. Oh, I'm so sorry. Lost. Is it Ann Blake Hubbard? Certainly I'm praying for your family. Certainly I'm praying. Alistair, Davina, Akimi, and family. Got you. I have them down. Michelle Gordon, thank you so much. I've got your prayer list. We're answering the question of the day. We are also giving prayer requests. The question of the day is simply this. Name something that you do well that if you could make it an Olympic sport, you might be able to compete. Mine is, okay, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. Mine is folding clothes. Folding clothes. If I can make an Olympic sport, I believe I might be able to represent the USA, you all. Now it depends. If you're talking about folding clothes fast, I don't do many things fast. I cook slow. I fold clothes slow. If the competition was about speed, I wouldn't win. I'm a meticulous, slow, take my time, play music, watch a TV show while I'm folding. But I'm a serious folder. True story, you all. When I was in college, I used to purposely invite women over to my apartment when I was folding clothes, or I would keep folding clothes out because it would always impress them how well I folded clothes. And so I would purposely sometimes fold clothes in front of them or just half folded clothes out. You know, y'all, you gotta do what you can. You gotta use what you got. Yeah, and I wasn't beyond using folded clothes to try to find a date or to try to impress a young lady. Come on. I like this. We've got an answer here. Michelle Gordon, I love this. If a listening ear was an Olympic sport, I definitely could compete. I love the creativity of that. You all come into the comments. Let me know. We're talking about if you could name something you do well and make it an Olympic sport, you think you might be able to compete. Name something that you do well, that if you can make it an Olympic sport, you think you might be able to compete. Anybody else before we get into this word today? Okay, I'm transitioning to the word. If you have an answer, go ahead and give me the answer. Miss Yolanda, before we go further, we got some. Good afternoon to you, Yolanda Ellis Taylor. The question of the day as you're coming in, name something that you do well that if you could make it an Olympic sport, you think you might be able to compete. Now, my answer was folding clothes. Michelle Gordon said, if a listening ear was an Olympic sport, I definitely could compete. Tracy Dawson says, mine is flower arranging. And Tracy says she's going to answer for her sister. Lisa is crafting. And Lisa doubles up and doubles down, that is, on her sister's statement and says, making pretty things. Okay, I like it. I like it. Miss Yolanda Ellis Taylor, I know it's other people because I see the numbers. I know more people out there, and y'all not answering my question of the day. Come on in this comments and let me know what you do well enough that if you made an Olympic sport, you think you would be able to compete. I'm getting into this word, you all. You know, we've been talking about self-esteem. And just like earlier, I talked about the fact that everyone struggles. Everyone struggles in some shape, in some form, or in some fashion. The truth of the matter is, we said everyone struggles with self-esteem. We began our conversation with Moses, one of the greatest heroes of the Old Testament, one of the greatest heroes of the Bible, one of the most popular people in the landscape of Christendom and Christianity. But when God called Moses, Moses did not believe in himself. Moses didn't think he was good enough. He did not think he was articulate enough. He may not have thought he was handsome enough. He didn't think he was popular enough. He didn't think he was persuasive enough to do what God had called him to do. And I made that point to say, if Moses suffered with low self-esteem, if Moses struggled with his self-image, if Moses struggled with his self-worth, then the truth of the matter is sometimes you can too. And everyone just in some area or arena of their life struggles with self-esteem. And so we've been looking these past few check-ins on what are things we can do to improve and to build our self-esteem. In short, what are things we can do to make ourselves feel better about ourselves? The first thing we said is we can try new things. When we learn that we are more able than we think, we like more things than we think, there's something about trying new things that helps us feel good about ourselves. This is what God was asking Moses to do. Moses, I know you've never been a public speaker. Moses, I know you've never spoken in front of the king. I know you've never had to challenge or lead a movement, but I want you to try it, and I've got your back. And I believe that through trying new things, we feel better about ourselves. Here's the second thing we said. We will feel better about ourselves. We will love ourselves more dearly and more deeply if we take care of our body. Yes, Lord. There are three things that we can do to take care of our body well. We can be intentional about our rest. We take care of our body by being intentional about our rest, by being intentional about what we eat, our diet. Now, I'm not saying diet to lose weight. I just mean diet by being intentional about what we eat, not choosing what we eat when we get hungry, making commitments. I've made a commitment. I've made a list of foods that I want to begin eating some type of food every day. The list includes watermelon, bananas, eggs, avocado. I'll have to look, but I said bananas, I said eggs, I said watermelon, I said avocado, pomegranate juice. All these things I've learned have a healthy effect on my body. And so I don't plan my meals every day of every week. But what I do is I make a commitment to eating some types of food. You ought to be intentional about your diet. When you eat better, you feel better. When you feel better about yourself. Exercise helps us to feel better about ourselves. You ought to try it. If you're not an exerciser, find a minimal exercise you can do. Maybe it's walking. Maybe it's running. Maybe it's hiking. Maybe it's Pilates. Maybe it's yoga. Pastor, I can't afford a gym. If you can get on YouTube, you online right now, you can YouTube a yoga class. You can YouTube a gym class. I'm a part of, I shouldn't be because I don't never use it, but I have the iPhone Health app. And I don't even know where it is. Let me see. Health. Is this it? No, that's not it. But on the iPhone workout app, where's my health section? I got a bunch of health apps. Let's see if I put it here. Here it is. Fitness. iPhone Fitness. In iPhone Fitness, if I wanted to work out, I can choose any number of workouts here. And no, that's not it. Is it fitness? Yes. Activity types. I don't know how much this costs. I need to. But if I want to do yoga right now, look at that. I can just go on here, choose a class. I can share my phone on my TV. I can do yoga right in my house. You don't have to have a lot of money to exercise. Don't do that. You don't have to be a part of an expensive gym to exercise. If you have YouTube, you can get an iPhone Fitness. I think iPhone Fitness may cost $10 a month, right? And it gives you classes in Pilates, core work, body strength work, yoga. I mean, just all kinds of classes. Exercise makes you feel better. And when you feel better about yourself. Tuesday, another thing we can do if we're trying to improve our self-esteem. How do I make myself feel better about myself? Not my boo, not my church members, not my family. How do I make me feel better about me? How do I make me feel better? And how do I love myself without outside agitation or stimulation? How does the feeling of I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm worthy, I'm capable, how do I find a way to feel those things inside of me? Here's how. I can learn new things. What about learning new things make me feel better about myself? Here's why. When I learn something new, I expand my capacity and my capability. When I expand my capacity and my capability, guess what? I find out that I am more than I used to be. When I realize that I'm growing, I'm more than I'm used to be. I know more than I used to know. I can do more than I used to do. That makes me feel better about myself. What are some of the new things I can learn? I'm glad you asked, y'all. I came on this check-in to tell you. I can learn a new skill. I can learn a new sport. I can learn a new hobby. I can learn new knowledge. I can learn all four because sometimes it all comes in one. I learn a new skill and learn a new hobby at the same time. Maybe I crochet, right? I find something to do. But as I build and expand my capacity, as I find out I'm capable of doing more things, I'm capable of knowing more things, I'm capable of achieving more things, it makes me feel better about myself. Pastor, what today do I want to give you? And then I'm going to leave you all alone. What do I want to give you? I got to give you a fourth thing that you can do to feel better about yourself. Serve. Pastor, what does doing something for someone else have to do with me? What does attaching myself to a bigger cause have to do with me? I'm glad you asked. Because when you see yourself having a positive effect on someone or something, it makes you feel more worthy. Serving makes us feel capable. Serving makes us feel fulfilled. Serving makes us feel worthy. When we attach ourselves to something bigger than ourselves, we feel better than ourselves. I'm going to write that and I'm going to leave y'all alone because I want you to take that home. When we attach ourselves to something bigger than ourselves, we feel better about ourselves. That's really all I got today, you all. You can feel better about yourself by not making your life all about you. I'll say this and I'll be done. One of my favorite parts about pastoring is helping people. One of my favorite parts about pastoring is when someone comes and testifies about how my message or our ministry helped them. It makes me feel like my existence means something in the world. This week, and I want to thank you all for this. A couple of weeks ago, we raised an offering for people in our church who were struggling in the shutdown. We raised an offering for people who, by no fault of their own, had worked hard, had been faithful, had been good employees, and were not getting paid because of things out of their control. This week, I got to go deliver checks to people who have been struggling the federal shutdown. Y'all, there aren't too many things in my life and in my ministry that made me feel better than that. Every single person that received a check, and if you participated in that offering in any way, you need to hear this. Every single person that received the check broke down in tears. They were amazed at the love, the effect, and the impact of Fellowship of Love Church. To know that I pastor a church that is so generous, and to know that I pastor a church that I was able to witness, make a real impact in someone's life, that makes me feel better about myself. It doesn't mean I won't still sometimes struggle with self-image. It doesn't mean I still won't sometimes doubt myself. Doesn't mean that sometimes I won't walk into a room and not know if I'm enough. But guess what? It made me know just a little bit that I'm worthy. It made me know just a little bit that my life means something. It made me know for just a little bit that I could help improve someone's lot in life. And if you gave to that offering, it should make you know that too. You have had a positive impact in someone's life. If you gave to that offering, where we tried to help people in our church who have suffered the shutdown, I want you to know, I want you to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have made the world a little bit better because you made somebody in the world better. And when you make someone in the world's life better, you make the world better. Every head bowed, every eye closed, every heart praying. God, we love you today and we honor you. We thank you for who you are and for all that you do. God, we admit today that all of us in some shape or some form or some fashion struggle with self-doubt, struggle with self-worth, struggle with self-esteem. Today, God, we're continuing to move ourselves to learn how to feel better about ourselves. And so, God, I'm praying right now for every person on this line who can hear my voice. I'm praying that you would move in, with, and through us to encourage us, to lift us, to support us, to revive us, to renew us, and to restore us. God, you are awesome. You've protected us and preserved us for this day. You've looked beyond our faults and saw our needs. You've given us grace, things that we get that we may not have deserved. You've bestowed us with mercy, kept consequences, results, and things that we may have deserved. And God, you've showered us with love. God, I want to thank you today. I want to thank you because we're here today because you love us. Even if we're not very attentive to you, even if we're not very attentive to our spiritual life, even if we don't always act right, live right, or do right, God, you continue to love us. And for that, we say we love you too. God, I'm praying today for people who are on our list of people to pray for. I'm praying now for Heather Manley and my son, Bryce Jackson. Continue to move him to be a better, self-motivated, self-disciplined person. I'm praying for his granddad, James Walker, and Tracy Blackwell, his mom. I'm praying for Patricia Perry and Patty Perry and Julie Huang and Joy Treadwell, for Craig Epps, Altoria May, Melanie Dukes, Andrea Takedra Mitchell, Angela Smith, Kendra Shipman, Geraldine Richard, Betty Jean Richard, Yolanda Davidson. God, today I'm praying for Alistair, Davina, and Akimi and family. Lisa's family, God, right now as they struggle the loss of their aunt, their mother, their friend, their sister. God, I'm praying that you would give them peace, comfort, and strength. I'm praying for Brian Gordon, Markel Truesdale, Franklin Truesdale, and Michael Meadows. And I'm praying for Michelle Gordon. God, for every name that needs to be called that we didn't. In your divine omniscience, I'm praying you would see about them. And I'm praying that you would see about us. God, move and be with us throughout this weekend. God, I'm praying for Fellowship of Love Church. Continue to move us, take us to new heights, and bless us. I'm already praying for our worship experience this Sunday at 8 and at 10. I'm praying that someone's life would be altered for the better. I'm praying that someone would get an injection of motivation to live better, to be better, to do better, and to love better. God, I'm praying that you would send your anointing over the praise team, over the sermon, over the greeters, the ushers, and the parking lot ambassadors. I'm praying that we would be a light, a place of love, and a place of learning, and a place of community, God. God, I'm praying, believing that you can move in our life like no one else. God, I've seen you work, God. I've seen you turn sadness into joy. I've seen you turn poverty into abundance. I've seen you, God, work miracles. And so, God, I'm praying that anyone who can hear my voice and anyone who can see my face will be a recipient of one of your miracles in the next week. Move like only you can. Show up like only you can. Do like only you can. And God, as you continue to move and as you continue to be in our life, we will continue to give you the glory and give you the praise. This is my prayer. I pray it in Jesus' name. Amen. Beloved, I love you so much. Glad you could be here for our check-in today. Y'all, I've got to go. I've got several things to do. But listen, I hope I see you at church this Sunday. If I can't see you physically, I hope I see you virtually at 8 and at 10. Y'all know I missed a Sunday, and I missed y'all. I know y'all don't keep up, but I do. I hadn't missed church today at church since Memorial Day, y'all, and I really planned on making it through the rest of the year. But I got stuck in Oregon. But I'm ready to preach, y'all. I want to preach. I miss preaching to y'all when I'm gone. I still love preaching. I still love preaching at our church. I still love going to our church. And so I hope I'll see you this Sunday at 8 and at 10. Invite somebody to church. It's Thanksgiving season. Show God you're thankful by bringing somebody to church. Y'all, I got to go, but I'm touching and agreeing with you, Lisa Norwood, Michelle Gordon, and Valencia Battle. I'm touching and agreeing with you. Yolanda Ellis Taylor, I'm touching and agreeing with you. May God bless each and every one of you. May God keep each and every one of you. And please remember to live in love. Y'all have a great weekend.